Howdy everybody, it's Angelo, dailyvitamoves.com. One of the most neglected areas of our body are our feetsies. So today we're gonna do a movement to help some of the tightness that I commonly see in people on the front of the leg and into the toes. So let's take a look at the feet here. So here I am standing, and what I commonly see is there's tendons here that extend the toes, and that can be tight on people. And you'll notice if you are standing and you see this sort of you can see the tendons pop out, that's going to indicate these toe extensors, and here in the front of the shin is just tight. So I'm going to show you a movement to help get more extensibility here in these toes. The more extreme cases are what you may have seen are hammer toes, where they're extended and going like this. So this is going to help this condition. When these are tight like this, it's going to create a lot of pressure on what's called the metatarsal heads, these this part on here when you walk, and then that's going to create in turn a lot of stress on the bottom of the foot, which some people can develop plantar fasciitis from that. So hopefully this movement today is going to help prevent that or alleviate some of those symptoms. So let's give it a shot. So we're going to do two movements. The first one, very simple. We're going to curl our toes and then come over the tip of our toes and just kind of put a little bit of pressure on all of our toes by pressing our heel out to the side and then bringing it back. Okay, curling onto the tips of the toes so our toes are kind of bending. Press our heel to the side, and this is just going to get different angles of our toe extensors because it sort of fans out into the feet. Okay, so this one's very simple. You just kind of go back and forth. Each time you do it, you may add just a little bit more pressure as we do that. This is what it looks like up close. All right, so again, we're gonna come onto the tip of our toes and then roll them onto the top side of the toes and then try to move that heel to the side. So now we're kind of stretching all those tendons on the top of our foot and come back. And of course, we want to do both sides. Come, put a little bit of pressure as you do that, and then come back. Here it is from the side. Okay, come onto the toe, so now they're curled, and then you're gonna just kind of keep a little pressure on the top of the toes as you press that heel to the side, and then come back. The second movement, we're gonna take it a step further. So it's gonna look like a reverse lunge. We're gonna take a big step back. Remember to keep your feet hip width apart, and that'll keep your balance. Before we take the knee to the ground, we're going to again roll onto the top of our toes, and then on the way down I'm going to think of trying to bring the top of my foot onto the ground, and then my ankle, and then my shin. So that creates a lot of tension through the front of the foot, the ankle, and into the knee. And then we're just going to sit down onto our heel, so that creates a little pressure to stretch this front side of the leg. And then on our way up, we're going to think of reaching our head to the sky, bringing our hip forward, and then sort of reversing that order we did. So as you press to lift yourself up here, try to keep that tension in through the front of the hip and in the knee, and then in the ankle, and then into the toes as you shift your weight back to bring your heel back onto the ground. Okay, I'll show you from the side. So after taking a step back, we're gonna come onto the top of our toes again. And then I'm thinking of trying to press this part into the ground first, and then this part, and then my shin. Okay, and then I'm gonna come sitting. Coming back up. I'm gonna now reverse the order, try to lift my knee and try to keep everything else on the ground, and then come back up. So just be careful, because that is going to create a lot of tension in through here as you do that. So go slow. Try to get the top of the foot, and then the ankle, and then the shin and knee. Sit back down. Reach your head up, hip forward. Come, try to keep a little pressure in through here. Get a little bit of stretch. Come back, bring your heel back to the ground. So do these to help keep your feet and your ankles happy, and we'll see you next week.